Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Law, and you're tuned in to Red Line Legends. Hey, I just wanted to chop it up with y'all for a while. Right now, it is the NBA Finals. Tonight is actually Game 6. So hopefully, when this airs, it will be Game 7, because you already know what it is. You already know. So, with that being said, we need the Warriors to pull a W out tonight and take this thing to a Game 7. You know, I look at the issues with KD, man. Prayers with you, brother. I know you love the game and you wanted to be there, and just things didn't work out that way. But definitely praying for a speedy recovery. That way you can do what you love to do. And a lot of times when I'm talking and when I'm thinking about things and I'm watching sports and I'm watching the ESPN channels and things like that, I often take the message that they're saying and just convert it over to motorcycles. So, with the spirit of it being the NBA Finals week, we're going to talk about teamwork, brotherhood, the different positions, and how they work, generally speaking, and how teamwork makes the dream work.
Brian Little.
Japan.
So yeah, like I was saying, we're talking NBA teamwork and how we work together as an MC. So you've got your different positions. And the ultimate goal, of course, is to be the best that you can be. You want everybody to be the strongest they possibly can be, and you want to work together to ensure that you reach the goals or whatever the mission may be for your organization. We'll start with some of the positions, and you think about how on the basketball court, you've got different positions where you've got a point guard, you've got the shooting guard, the small forward, the power forward, the center. All of them fall under the same team, but they have different roles. And we're going to talk about in the MC world these roles and how they help each other be the best and come together as a team to be the best they can be. So in a club, in a motorcycle club, you've got the position of course, you've got a president, you've got a vice president, you've got a sergeant at arms, you have the road captain, and you will have a secretary / treasurer. And so I'll briefly go over some of those in a general setting, not because each club may have a different role, but we're just going to speak generally. No role, in my opinion, no role is more important than the other. No position is more important than the other. And a lot of times with the motorcycle clubs and organizations, sometimes you'll find that people get lost, and not even just in motorcycle clubs, but they get lost in holding titles or thinking one title is more important than the other. But I promise you, they all work together. And when they work together and understanding that they're all equal, we just have different roles. You know, when that happens, it's a beautiful thing. So you've got road captain. Generally, this is the person who's taking care of the road, of course. He's the captain. When we're making trips, or when you are traveling to, let's say, an event, or you're trying to go to a annual or a party in another state, this individual, he knows the road. He sometimes will go out in advance, like a couple days or a couple weeks before the trip. Sometimes he'll get out there and ride it. And when it's super far, sometimes we may just pull up the Google Maps and map everything out. He's always mindful of the gas stop. So let's say if it's a group of 5, typically just like on a basketball team, in a motorcycle club, you need to have 5 to start a club. And we'll go back to that. We'll talk about that in a second. The road captain, he knows everybody's bike that's in the traveling group, that's in the club. He knows the condition of it. He generally knows the miles per gallon that each individual bike has. So when we're mapping out these trips, he can already know, okay, this person's gonna be needing gas within 50 miles from this point. And he's already prepared and say, this is where we're stopping at. We're stopping at mile marker or exit 81 or 102. So he's always thinking ahead. He's the guy that's got to do the planning. And if you do it the right way, a lot's required of you. You know, you're tracking the health, making sure everybody's bike is in shape, ready to go. The tires are fresh, the chains are lubed, tight, ready to go. So he's checking bikes before we're even on the road. Like I said, he does the planning, and when we're out on the road, it's his show. Whatever he's calling for, that's what we need to do, because he's taken the time and done the preparation to make sure that we're all successful to get to our destination safely, and that we all get back home. That's why this role is extremely important. So then we'll take it to another position. I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just throwing them out there. You've got Sergeant at Arms. This guy is generally the person that I would say, this is just my opinion, he's got to be the most level-headed person out of all of them. Any conflict, good or bad, I don't know if that makes any sense, but any type of issues or affairs that may go on sometimes within the club, this is the person that you're going to. Even and especially when we're out and we're dealing with other clubs, a lot of times the person that you'll go to, let's say if you have an issue with another club, 9 times out of 10 you're going to go to the Sergeant at Arms. So this person needs to be level-headed. People say, oh, he's got to be tough, he's got to be an asshole. And yeah, those things are helpful, but at the end of the day, I think that the person should be level-headed and always trying to make the best out of every situation. Not always looking in ready to go guns blazing, but how can we make this better and everybody make it home safely? That's ultimately it right there. There's a lot more that comes with that responsibility. Of course, you want to make sure the group is safe when we're out, when we're at an event, once we've got there. He's looking for any potential threats, anything that could cause any type of issues that we may have. He probably, if there is issues that we have and we're going somewhere, you know, things are just they're already known, they're already set, and everything is set in place for us to be able to enjoy ourselves and also be safe. So that's a Sergeant at Arms, and that's another role. You see how all these things come together. Once we're off the road captain passed it over, you got the Sergeant at Arms there now. So we're at this event, and he's like, all right, this is what's going on. This is who, that's what it is. You've got, what else we got? We got the secretary, and we also have the treasurer. Treasurer, obviously, the title kind of speak for itself. It's somebody you want to be very responsible, because you're dealing with money. And when it comes to clubs, they say there's 2 things that ruin a club, and that's females and money. Through the test of time, it's proven that these 2 things will ruin a club. So when it comes to the treasurer position, you need somebody that's responsible, somebody that's trustworthy, and somebody that's about business. You know, looking for opportunities to where we can grow the club financially and spending our money wisely. He also keeps track of like the records of dues, of any fines that are passed out. So he's dealing with all your money. You know what I'm saying? All the money. Typically, you want to. Now, this is just my opinion. Like generally speaking, every club does it different. So I'm not even speaking from my club. I'm just speaking from experiences that I've had. You want to make sure that you safeguard that you have at least 2 people on the account, 2 to 3 people on the account. Whenever there's some type of signature in any type of big purchase, you want to have those multiple signatures and documentation. That way, you don't want to even you could even take KD for example with this whole injury situation. Was it the Achilles before this game? And you don't want to put your people or your members in a position to where they can fall. So with a treasurer, even though he can be trustworthy, he could probably be a millionaire himself. You don't want to put him in that position to where, let's say something, God forbid, something happens with the money, and he's the only person there, and he's like, I haven't done anything, and he might not have done anything, but it's just like, now these brothers are like, what's up with the money? So you don't even want to put them in that position to where they left out there to fall. So I always try to safeguard that. Not because it's a trust thing, but it's because it's some things you just want to avoid altogether. What else we got? Secretary. Secretary, in my take, is one of the most important positions because that's your information. That's where everything is like really documented, from meetings to the agendas to the outlines to the plans to the events to any affairs that happen internally or externally that we need to document. This guy's got it. That's like the encyclopedia. That's the dictionary. In my opinion, is one of the most important positions. Then you've got the vice president. Vice president is the go-getter. That's really where the work is. You've got this person dealing with making sure that the club is running the right way. Where the president may give the vision, which we'll get to that in a second. So the vision's been given out. Him and the vice president work together to make sure that everybody has their role inside specific projects. You might not be just the treasurer, you might be doing something else. So the VP really pushes to make sure that everything is running as it should be running. So that's really the work. If done the right way, it's like, okay, this guy's the worker. This guy's the person that's pushing everybody. It might not be your favorite person at all times, but he's the one that's trying to make sure that the goal is done. And then you've got the president, and a lot of times that's the position that people come in wanting, and just from experience and listening to people, it's almost like they think that it's some type of powerful or invincible title, when really, when you climb to the top of the mountain, it's nothing there that isn't outside of what these other roles are doing. So let's say you're on the side of the mountain thinking, yeah, I just want to get to the top of the mountain. And then you get to the top of the mountain and realize you're there by yourself. And then you look around the mountain and you see all the different opportunities. You see all the hills, all the valleys. You see all that stuff. You're like, shh, I just stayed on the side of the mountain. But that's kind of my take on it. But president, you want to have a vision. You want to see your strengths. You want to see your weaknesses. You want to see the pretty stuff. You want to see the ugly stuff. And you want to take that and you want to process it and you want to come out with the vision. How can we be the best that we can be? How can we get the, what is that word? How can we get the top, just the very best out of every member for all of us to shine and make this organization be the best that it can be? And understand that, especially even with that position, a lot of things are going to come down on you. You're dealing with other presidents, you're dealing with other clubs. On top of having the vision, you also want to have your hand on the pulse of your city, of your set. You want to have your hand on the pulse of just the motorcycle culture in general, and from state to state. You understand that how one state does something, they may not do it somewhere else. You got to understand if I'm crossing through, let's say Tennessee, and I'm crossing through Kentucky, and I'm crossing through all these different states. Understand that the way they do things and who's that dominant is different. It's not the same everywhere. And you've got to be able to transition and go through all these different places and know who's who and do what you got to do. You know, at the end of the day, it's about respect, but you still got to know what's going on. You can't be blind, and because you have people that are, that you're responsible for. You want to make sure everybody gets home safely. So, what am I saying? Here we are at the finals, and you see the drama that's unfolding, and it's building up. It's good. I've watched every game. I made sure to watch every game. The drama's building up, and you go through a season. They go through the season. You see the ups and the downs, the drama, the rumors, all that stuff, and because you want to be the best. And here we are at the finals, and it's like At this point in time, it doesn't matter who wins to me. I want the Warriors to win. I don't know. I'm not like a fan of Warriors, but I do want the Warriors to win. You know, I do like Kawhi Leonard. He deserves one. He really does. So if he wins, I'm not mad. But when the game turns on, I'm Warriors for some reason. But it's cool to see all these different positions, how they play together and push towards greatness. So hope that helps you guys a little bit. We're about to watch the game now. Also, I want to say, do a special thank you to the camera crew and the sound crew. They actually came out, and normally it's just me and my old lady, and we do what we need to do, and we make it happen for these past 37 videos we've done. We've been doing them together, and now we got a little help. I don't know for how long, or I don't know for how much, but it's definitely cool to have y'all. Y'all can, I don't know, but y'all can tell the difference with the camera work, because is it blurry back here? It is blurry back here. See, that's crazy. I wasn't doing that before. If you go to the old ones, you can see everything. I try to open the blinds at night, but you see it's blurry back there now. We can make it blur now. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all comment in the comment box below who y'all going for if we make it to a game 7, because I'm dropping this on game 7 night. But for all you members in the clubs and stuff like that, no position is really greater than the other when it comes to us all having a responsibility and doing our very best to make sure that we all are moving in that direction. Wherever that goal is, y'all chase that goal down. Make it happen. Redline Legends, subscribe, share. Peace out.